ANTM swung almost 50% in 6 months, and if you're holding this, the real equation is not some fair value number. It's simple. Is the business actually getting better? And is smart money buying it or leaving? Anthropic already built free agents for this, market researcher and earnings reviewers, but they're built for Wall Street data. So in today's video, I'm going to use Cloud Financial Services plugin for IDX stock market using Sectors API that will provide us the Indonesian Stock Exchange data, and I will also using ANTM as our use case. So let's get started. Okay, so before I starting, I just want to give a quick correction in here since people usually call this with the skills. Actually, this is not the skills. This is a plugin that bundles skills, connectors, and the full agents together in one package. So yeah, this is not skills. This is financial services plugin. Okay, so now I want to show you how to add the financial services plugin. And what we're gonna do is go to customize and scroll down. You found these plugins and you need to click add marketplace, and you can click browse Anthropic sources, and in here you will find financial services. You can click add, you can click done, okay, so now we have successful to add the new plugin. It's been added, so we need to go back and you can start to ask any question that you want. For example, I have prepared all of this prompt, and you can choose any models that you want, maybe Pebble, Opus, Sonnet, Haiku, or so on, but for now I want to use Sonnet 5. And what we need to do is just enter and waiting for several minutes until it's finished. Okay, it's finished. The first thing that you will notice is the revenue jumps around a lot, from the 13 trillion rupiah to the 33 trillion rupiah quarter to quarter, and ANTM has a big gold trading business. Some quarters it books huge revenue at thin margins, and other quarters much less revenue at fatter margins. So revenue alone is a messy way to read this business. And here's the tricky part, I think. Net income in Q1 2026 jumped 176% from the quarter right before it. And that sounds huge, but Q3 and Q4 2025 were unusual low quarters. So some of that jump is just bouncing back off a low base. If we stop right here, we're calling this a fake signal. But look at the margin instead of revenue. Gross margin in Q1 2026 was 19.2%. A year earlier, in Q1 2025, it was only 13.9%. That's not a low base bouncing back. That's real margin growth driven by higher gold and nickel prices, not by selling more volume. And the Q1 2025 wasn't even a weak quarter to begin with. It sits right in the middle of this whole phase. So a 60% earning jump against a normal quarter of the year, driven by price and not by volume, and that's real shift. The implied gold price was up around 73% year over year. That's tied to the gold price cycle, not some one-time thing, and so on and so on. Okay, so yeah, from all of this, this is a real trend. Yes, mostly. It's a real margin story tied to gold prices, not just low base illusions, but keep an eye on whether that cash flow turns positive again next quarter. Okay, so now I want to ask Cloud to check foreign fund flow and broker accumulation on ANTM over the last months using the market researcher that included in our financial services. So what we're gonna do is just enter and waiting for several minutes. Okay, the second prompt has finished. So what we got from the second prompt, ANTM just had a strong Q1 bid driven by gold and nickel prices, and some foreign index like JP Morgan, UBS, Maybank, and CLSA, they looks like taking profit after that move, and others like Ferdinand, Macquarie, and RHB plus domestic players like Bahana and Mandiri are building the position, and a float being close to flat is nothing happening. It's more like a rotation between holders, and I wouldn't read this flow data alone as a proof that more upside is coming. It looks more like a pause after the earnings jump, with a big institutional test still split on convictions. Okay, so from all of this experiment, is it still worth for holding ANTM? From the earning momentums, it say yes. This is a real margin story, not just noise. And cash flow says slow down and add smart equations. And the smart money flow say it's mixed. The big debts are still split. That's not one net number like a DCF fair value. It's more like a checklist. And honestly, for a real hold or sell decision, a checklist like this might be more useful than one single number in Excel. And the best part is that you can literally run this same check every single quarter. That's the whole point of using agents. All of setup steps and the exact prompts are linked below, so you can try this on a different IDX stock and you can tell me in the comments the result of your experiments. All of this video is just a walkthrough of a tool. It's not advice to buy, sell, or hold ANTM, so please do your own research. If you're curious with our interesting video in the future, don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video. Thank you.